So as most of you already know, when Simon and Richter were announced for Smash, I collectively lost my shit. I was so happy to see Castlevania finally being represented in Super Smash Bros. However, it was far more than just two playable characters. So today, we're going to take a look at all the Castlevania representation in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. For starters, let's begin with the playable characters themselves. Obviously, the two Belmonts are Simon from Castlevania 1, 2, 4, and Chronicles, and Richter from Castlevania Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. And also, obviously, their moves are various references to attacks that they use in-game. But in addition to this, each character has secrets hidden in their alternate costumes. Let's begin with Simon. Simon's default color is based on his design from the original Castlevania. Simon's first alt is based on his design from Castlevania 2. His next costume is based on the American box art for Super Castlevania 4. This is followed by a color scheme based on his design in Castlevania Chronicles. It also somewhat resembles the original design for Christopher Belmont from Castlevania The Adventure. Next up is his Japanese Castlevania 4 art, however, this could also be a reference to Richter. Next up is a bit obscure, but this color scheme is actually a reference to Cornell from Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. Next is a color based on his Castlevania 1 sprite, but it could also be a reference to Trevor Belmont. His final costume is a little bit confusing. It could just be a Smash original, but it also bears somewhat of a resemblance to Trevor Belmont's doppelganger from Castlevania 3. Now on to Richter. His default color is based on his appearance from Rondo of Blood. Next is a red alt that bears reference to Christopher's colors from Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth, as well as just Belmont from Harmony of Dissonance. Next is a purple alt that resembles the Dark Priest Shaft. Next is a green alt that resembles Maria Renard as seen in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Next up is a color scheme that resembles John Morris from Castlevania Bloodlines, as well as Julius Belmont from the Sorrow games. Next is his color scheme from Symphony of the Night, and speaking of Symphony, his next alt is a reference to Alucard's design from that game. And his final costume is a reference to Leon Belmont from Lament of Innocence. Whew, alright, that was a lot. We're not done yet. Not by a long shot. Next, let's talk about the stage. The stage is, of course, Dracula's castle, and its design is based on the final room in the original Castlevania. Here, many bosses can show up. We have Medusa, a mummy, the creature and flea man, a werewolf, Carmilla, Death, and sometimes Lightning will flash, showing silhouettes of Dracula as well as Kid Dracula. In addition, Alucard appears as an assist trophy, and he is incredibly tough. He even has the Crusagram with him. Dracula serves as a boss battle in both World of Light and Simon and Richter's classic modes. Also, Death's Scythe is an item. In Simon's classic mode, he fights a bunch of monsters while playing music from the series, and ends with a fight against Dracula, even using the same music from his battle with him in the first game. However, if Richter fights him in his classic mode, it plays Dance of Illusions instead. Speaking of music, let's move on to the 34 music tracks. Oh boy, here we go. The Vampire Killer remix from Castlevania Judgment, originally from Castlevania 1. A new remix of Vampire Killer. A new remix medley of Stalker and Wicked Child from Castlevania 1, although Stalker is misspelled as Starker. A new remix of Out of Time from Castlevania 1. The Nothing to Lose remix from Harmony of Despair, originally from Castlevania 1. The Black Knight remix from Castlevania the Arcade, originally from Castlevania 1. A new remixed medley of Bloody Tears and Monster Dance from Castlevania 2. Dwelling of Doom from Castlevania 2. A new epic remix of Crush Your Heart from Haunted Castle, which is probably my favorite remix in the entire game. The Don't Wait Until Night, aka Heart of Fire remix from Harmony of Despair, originally from Haunted Castle, and this specific arrangement that includes Heart of Fire, originally from Castlevania 1, specifically originated from Aria of Sorrow. Did you get all that? Alright. A new remix of Beginning from Castlevania 3. The Mad Forest remix from Castlevania Judgment, originally from Castlevania 3. A new remix of Aquarius from Castlevania 3. Simon's theme from Castlevania 4. The remix of Simon's theme from Castlevania the Arcade. A new remix of Divine Bloodlines from Rondo of Blood. The Slash remix from Harmony of Despair, originally from Rondo of Blood. The Dance of Illusions remix from Castlevania Judgment, originally from Rondo of Blood. A new remix of Iron Blue Intention from Castlevania Bloodlines. The Castlevania Judgment remix of Dracula's Castle, originally from Symphony of the Night. A new remix of Dance of Gold from Symphony of the Night. A new incredible remix of Lost Painting from Symphony of the Night. The Harmony of Despair remix of Tragic Prince, originally from Symphony of the Night. A new remix of Awake from Circle of the Moon. The Harmony of Despair remix of Rumen Castle Gallery from Aria of Sorrow. A new remix of Lament of Innocence from, well, Lament of Innocence. Jet Black Incursion from Dawn of Sorrow. The Harmony of Despair remix of Crash in the Dark Knight, originally from Dawn of Sorrow. The Harmony of Despair remix of Ripped Silence, originally from Portrait of Ruin. Hail from the Past from Portrait of Ruin. Jail of Jewel from Portrait of Ruin, the Harmony of Despair remix of Twilight Stigmata, aka Empty Tome, originally from Order of Ecclesia, the Harmony of Despair remix of Jet Black Wings, originally from Order of Ecclesia, and finally, the Harmony of Despair remix of Go Getsu Fuma, originally from the Japanese exclusive Getsu Fuma Den. Okay, we done? Shit, okay. So, there are a lot of spirits from the Castlevania series in this game. We have Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, Trevor C. Belmont, Maria Renard in both her Rondo and Symphony designs, Alucard, Reinhard Schneider for some reason, Nathan Graves, Hugh Baldwin, Just Belmont, Yoko Bonades, Leon Belmont, Julius Belmont, Hector, Jonathan Morris, Charlotte Allin, Shanoa, Gabriel Belmont, who definitely caught me by surprise, Medusa Head, Mummy, Creature and Fleaman, Death, Carmilla, Werewolf, Shaft, Dracula, Soma Cruz, Dracula's second form, and finally, Kid Dracula. Oh my god. Nintendo has shown Castlevania more love in one game than Konami has in years. So, would I say Castlevania is well represented in Smash? Fuck yeah. This game is packed with content, and this Castlevania portion made me very happy. It's so great to see so much love for the series, and in Smash Brothers of all places. As a die-hard fan of both series, I couldn't have asked for anything more.